Vision, chief functions of the league was to avoid war and to maintain. Got it. Meeting being live streamed. Got it. Know briefly what meant by mandatory system. Mention key important causes for the failure of League of Nations. Disarmament, other achievements, prevent the recurrence of war and promote world peace. Nations was established in 1920 due to efforts of Woodrow Wilson, President of USA. Assembly, Council, Secretary, and Court of International Justice were chief organs of the League. Its headquarters was Geneva. Though the League was able to solve minor international disputes and made some attempts to achieve disarmament, it was not able to prevent the outbreak of World War II. Lack of support of major powers like the USA for the League, relegation of the League for selfish national purposes, like powers like England and France, and rise of dictatorship in countries like Italy and Germany were important causes for the failure of the League. USA did not become a member of the League because US Senate approved. అయిపోయిందా టైమింగ్ చూడు 5 నిమిషాలు ఎంట్రీ ఆఫ్ ది లీగ్ దానికి అది లేదు అట్లా ఎంట్రీ ఆఫ్ ది లీగ్ జెనీవా supervision of the welfare and development of countries nominated by the League over territories which were captured by the Central Powers during the World War was known as mandatory system. The loss of support of USA, USSR for the organization, rise of dictatorship in Italy and Germany, and Japan. మళ్ళా ఇది బెటర్ అది అక్కడ ఏం సౌండ్ రాదు ఎంత ఉంది టైం ఇంకొక 5 నిమిషాలు ఉంది అదేం చేయకయ్యా షట్ డౌన్ చేయదాన్ని అది డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది నాకు షట్ డౌన్ చేయదాన్ని తీసి మొత్తం హోల్డ్ చేయి బంద్ చేయి
లెవెల్ 30కి వస్తారా వాళ్ళందరూ జాయిన్ అవుతారా ఇంకా 1 minute ఉంది నాకు. ఇంకొకరు రాలేదు అంకుల్. 7:30
వచ్చాను. హోస్ట్ కాకుండా ఇంకొకరు వచ్చాడు.
అదే చూడ వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు.
మూడు మొదలు పెడదాం.
గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
హలో.
Hello, sir.
హలో. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్.
Good morning, sir.
Nikina, what is your name?
NK, sir.
NK. Okay. Okay. I am Dr. Anjaya.
Yes, sir.
Professor of History, Usman University. I am teaching to you
History of modern world.
History of modern world. In the last class, we discussed 3 parts. No?
Yes, sir.
We discussed. One is
Eastern question.
Renaissance, we discussed. Reformation, we discussed. Industrial Revolution, we discussed. That block, one is over.
Yes,
Then,
sir.
Second block, what was that? The
American French Revolution, Congress of Vienna, Revolution of 1830-1848, nationalist movements in Italy and Germany.
Those are all completed. Then third block,
Eastern question and imperialism.
Imperialism in Africa, imperialism in Asia, imperialism in Latin America. These are also completed, no?
Yes, sir.
These completed. Now today we are going to discuss another block. What is that?
Europe between the 2 world wars.
Europe between the 2 world wars. That is the block we are taking up today. So, how many classes are given for us? 10 classes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, we are going very much in advance.
Yes, sir.
So, I thought that it was only 6 classes that I covered 3 blocks in a speedy way.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so now today we are going to discuss fourth block, that is Europe in between the two world wars.
Two
No,
world wars. Yes, sir.
Europe in between the two world wars. First lesson is
Causes and effects of the First World War.
First World War. Then second lesson is
Russian
the
Revolution, causes, events, and significance.
Russian Revolution and significance. Second lesson. Today we are going to discuss First World War and Europe in between the two world wars.
Yes,
So
sir.
now the causes for the First World War. What are the causes for the First World War? Is that most important cause is that Eastern question is the ultimately responsible for the First World War. And another one is that Eastern question is one responsible. Eastern question, what was happened? There was a withdrawal of Turkey because nationalist revolutions are occurring in Eastern European countries, Eastern European countries, so that Turkey withdrawing, vacuum is created. In that vacuum, these countries are all involved. Russia involved, Austria involved, then England involved, France involved, all involved. Ultimately, it leads to the Crimean War. Then thereafter, after Crimean War, then Balkans wars also occurred. Balkans War, first Balkan War, second Balkan War, these are all came due to the Eastern question. Now the first cause of the First World War is that between 1870 to 1914, that was called era of armed peace. Why here? This era of armed peace means armament race is increasing, but peace was continued. Armament race. Here, by 1870, two developments are occurred. What are that? What were the two developments? Unification of Germany, unification of the Italy. In the unification of Germany, Germany defeated the France. France, Alsace-Lorraine, eastern part of the France, very fertile soil of Alsace-Lorraine, a river basin was taken by the Germany after defeating the France. So that is reason the Alsace-Lorraine is taken by the Germany after its unification. And most important cause is that Bismarck decided to punish the France and isolate the France. Bismarck policy is the blood and iron policy. Most important one is that Bismarck policy is that blood and iron policy. Means everything is solved through the war, not by any means. That was the policy of Bismarck. So that he wanted to isolate the France. So to isolate the France, what he made? He made alliances system. Means France should not get any friend in Europe, and France was punished, and Bismarck and Germany, Prussia and unification of Germany under Bismarck, William I, and after William I, William II or Kaiser William, 1890. William II came to power. Now, most important cause of the First World War is that secret armed alliances which were started by the Bismarck. Bismarck was the chancellor or prime minister of the Germany. He made alliances with the other countries, encircle with the or isolate the France. He decided to isolate the France, not to ask the Alsace-Lorraine, never from him. That was the aim of the Bismarck. So he wanted to isolate. So he wanted to make friendship with all the great powers of Europe. So that he made friendship with the Russia. He made friendship with the Austria. So, and also England, friendship alliance. England made friendship alliance with England and also is Russia and also with the Austria. With Austria, he made friendship. What type of friendship? Dual alliance. It is called dual alliance. Means Austria, Germany is mutually cooperate for any war if it is occurred. So that way, that is called two parties alliance is called dual alliance. Three parties friendship, Russia, Germany and England friendship. That is, but then another one by 1895, what happened? Russian friendship he made Bismarck, but after by 1890, Bismarck is removed from the prime ministership or chancellorship by the William II or William Kaiser, next ruler after William I. William Kaiser, he was called William II or William Kaiser by 1890. See, as long as Bismarck was there, the alliances system to isolate the France was worked well. But after dismissal of the Bismarck, William Kaiser did not renew the friendship alliance which was made with the Russia and also made with the England. Of course, dual alliance is continued with the Austria and Germany. And thereafter, dual alliance, Bismarck also made triple alliance. Triple alliance means Austria, Germany, Austria and Italy. Triple alliance also made by the Bismarck. But he is playing the politics with one another and making friendship all the nations and playing well. As long as he was alive, the alliance system is worked and isolated the France. But after the dismissal of Bismarck, Russia earlier made friendship alliance with Russia, but that was not renewed. Pre-insurance treaty not renewed. So that Russia felt that it was alone. Then under that circumstance, France already alone. Understand the NK? France already alone.
Yes, sir.
France already isolated.
Yes,
alone.
sir.
Now, Russia was a friend of Germany, Austria was a friend of Germany, Italy was a friend of Germany, England was a friend of Germany. But this friendship alliance frequently it has to be renewed. But he was William II after Bismarck. Bismarck old pilot was removed and William II or William Kaiser, new king, did not renew the alliance with the Russia. So that Russia felt it is alone in the international. Already it is alone. France was alone. There was a problem for Russia and France also alone. So France supported. Earlier, France was punished when it was defeated in 1870 by the Bismarck or Germany. All its territories and all its were captured by Germany or Bismarck. Now, France is also alone, Russia is also alone. 1895, France given friendship hand to the Russia and supported to Russia. 1895. Why? By 1895, what happened to Russia is that Russia was defeated by the Japan aggression, and thus the threat of Japan to the Russia, so that Russia problems. Due to that, he wanted a friend, so that France given a hand of friendship to the Russia, so that Russia France friendship is occurred in 1895. That is friendship alliance. Now here triple alliance is already it is there. Triple dual alliance is there with the Germany and Austria. Triple alliance with the Germany, Austria, and Italy was a military alliance, strong alliance with these 2 and 3. Triple alliance. Then Russia and France is one side, a friendship alliance. Now here what is happening? William II, and from the period of the Bismarck, the William II or after Bismarck, next king, what is his aim is to become a strong in the world. Welt politic. Welt, that is called Welt politic, means supreme in the world, and increase these arms and naval power, which naval power to beat the England naval power. That way is increasing the naval power, and thus there was a suspicion of England about the designs of Germany. However, there was a friendship alliance. England invited the Bismarck to England, invited to William to the England. William II is gone to England and honored by England. But however, friendship alliance is not agreeing with England. Why? His aim is, William II aim is, or William Kaiser aim is to beat the England and capture the England colonies. That was the aim of the Germany, so that he neglected the friendship hand which is given by the England to Germany. He is not cooperative, so that at last disgusted England, and England and France made alliance. Why? France and England were the dead enemies. However, because now the situation is changed, Germany is becoming dead enemy against the England, because it is increasing its armed power and also naval power to beat the England. So that is way Germany is becoming more dead enemy than the France, so that England made friendship alliance with the France. Now it is France is earlier France is different. Now punished France. Understand, NK? Now punished France is less powerful.
Yes, sir.
So that is reason less powerful France, so that this way England made friendship with France by settling the international disputes. Settled the international disputes and colonies disputes, some of disputes are still there in between the two. However, they were settled. Thus, England and France became friends. Already France and Russia were friends. So by 1907, France initiated, and then England and France and Russia made friendship entity, means triple entity. Entity means alliance is different. Entity means friendship alliance. It is not military alliance. So that triple entente was formed. Thus, opposite the alliances system formed, and in between the two, what is suspicion is developed. Suspect, but others are increasing arms, so these also increasing arms, so that armament race is continued. But however, armament race to continue, control the armament race in between the two groups, means now the Europe is divided into two groups. Understand? Triple entente, triple alliance. In the two groups, the armament race and the naval race and suspicion is increased, and so that the both are increasing arms. As a result of this, Hague conferences, disarmament in between. Disarmament. See, all these armament race are all came into existence due to the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution is the cause for all these things. Industrial Revolution, earlier it was only in England. It was spread to the other European countries. All other European countries, newly nationalized countries of Germany and Italy also became industrialized. Japan also industrialized. They want colonies. All the colonies were under the control of, most of the colonies were under the control of England. And France lost in the colonies race. But England established, sun never sets in the British Empire. Sun never sets empire, British Empire. That was that type of colonies possessed by the England. Those colonies want to grab by the Germany. So that war is essential, unavoidable with the England. So that the armament race, naval race increased in between. So that controlling this race, what happened? Controlling this race, Hague conference is held. Hague, Netherlands, Hague conference is held, but however, that was not controlled. Then another one is that this way, armament race is increased. Under that circumstances, the crisis occurred. What was the crisis? Moroccan crisis. Morocco, which was part of, it was under the control of France. But Germany decided to intervene in the Morocco. And Moroccan Sultan, supported by Germany to Germany. So earlier it was under the colony of Morocco, was the colony of France. Now Germany is questioned, why you are keeping that? Then Sultan is the Morocco Sultan, Muslim country. So Sultan should be supported. That is Moroccan crisis in 1905, and Moroccan crisis, second Moroccan crisis is also, what is, France advised the Sultan to introduce liberal reforms, but Sultan did not introduce it. But again, they revolt in the Morocco. Then Sultan France interfered in the Morocco, but here. Germany with naval power, Agadir crisis. That is called Agadir. At Agadir, the German forces placed in support of the Moroccan Sultan. So this is a crisis that was also international conference that was also avoided. Then Balkan crisis. What is that Balkan crisis? Balkan states means Eastern European Christian states liberated from the Turkey rule, Ottoman Turkey rule. And however, while liberating some of its territories, Balkan territories put up under the Austrian-Hungarian state, Habsburg dynasty. Bosnia-Herzegovina put up under the Austrian-Hungary. Bosnia-Herzegovina were the parts of Serbia, Montenegro. Serbia, Montenegro were the united. And so then Serbia wanted that Bosnia-Herzegovina people are the Serbian people. So that, illegally put up under the Austrian control. Even Italy unified, but Italian Irredenta was also still under the control of Austria. So this is where the Balkan settlements, Bulgaria, big Bulgaria created. So against big Bulgaria, there is a war, Second Balkan War against the Bulgaria. Romania, Turkey punished the Bulgaria. So that there was a, in between the Balkans war. Turkey was also there. Turkey was in the side of the Germany. Russia, then under these circumstances, a crisis, Balkan crisis, Moroccan crisis, there was no international organization to control the war and peace, control the war and provide the peace. That is, there was no international organization. One organization was experimented when Vienna Congress, 1815 Vienna Congress, but that was died out. There was no, that was not existed in form to settle the international disputes. But Hague conferences, at Hague, some of the Russian and other rulers are tried to provide peace and disarm the countries, but that was not succeeded. There is no proper organization, international organization under these circumstances. Under this, armament race is increasing, and alliances system is suspicious, increasing their arms. Under that circumstances, Austrian young king Francis Ferdinand, along with his wife, young wife, gone to the Bosnia-Herzegovina area, which was under his control to rule parts of the Serbia. Those are the parts of, those were the Serbian parts put up under the Austrian control to see that area. The Austrian young king Francis Ferdinand and his queen gone to the Bosnia-Herzegovina. Their Black Hand, one secret organization which was spreading the pan-Slavism. These are all Slav races. All Slavs should be united. Pan-Slavism. It is encouraged by the Serbia. So the encouragement of Serbia, Black Hand, a secret organization, murdered the Francis Ferdinand and his queen. His wife was murdered. This was immediate cause for the First World War, murdering of the young king and queen at Bosnia-Herzegovina by the Black Hand with the encouragement of the Serbia. So that immediately Austria sent an ultimatum to the Serbia. Serbia is responsible to death of their king and queen, their young king and queen. So Serbia responded vaguely. You say, I am not responsible. I am not. That is under your control. In what way I am responsible to death of your people? That way evaded the response, not properly given response by the Serbia. So that Austria declared war on Serbia. There was an alliance because Austria and Germany alliance. When Austria declared war on Serbia, Serbia protection already guaranteed by the by England. England was England and Russia and Italy and Russia declared war. When Austria declared war on the side of the Austria, Germany came to the side of the Austria. Then when Germany came to the side of Austria, then the Russia, England came to the side of the Serbia. Then Italy in the beginning, though it was under the triple alliance, it was kept quiet. It was not entered in the field. So thus war on August, on the 1914 August, war was started in between the Austria and Serbia. On the Austrian side came the Germany. Then Serbia side came Russia, England, and France. The triple entente came to this side. Then the Germany, Italy, and Turkey. See here, Turkey also joined hands with the Germany, Austria. Romania also joined hands with the against the Bulgaria. Bulgaria joined hands with the Germany. Bulgaria joined hands with the Germany and Austria. Romania also joined hands against the Bulgaria. So this is way Turkey was on the side of the Germany and Austria. Russia, England, and France on the side. These are called Central Powers and allies. Allies means Russia, France, England are called allies. Axis means Central Powers. Central Powers are who are the Austria, Germany, and Turkey, and Romania. And this way, all Balkan states also involved, and European countries are also involved. So this is where bloody war started. Then in between this 1914 to war continued up to the 1914 to August 1914 to November 1918. This bloody war in between the countries. There's this bloody war in between the countries. Ultimately, the two phases in the war. First phase is that Germany, when Russia declared war, Germany has to face the war two sides. One side with the England, France, another side with the Russia. Thus, Germany is facing war two sides, so that Germany quickly occupied the Belgium. So that Belgium protection was already guaranteed by the England. England joined hands with the France. So that England and France is one side. Germany, Austria, and Turkey as the other side. Bloody war started. In this bloody war, this way, the bloody war. Germany, two sides facing war. That is 1914 to 1917. This is called first phase of war. In the first phase of war, Germany was already captured Belgium and was also invading over the Paris capital. France capital was under threat. French capital Paris was under the threat of the German forces. Under those circumstances, England and France, trench war. Trench means and pits were dug. Pits were dug. Trench war, important war in the First World War. Trench war, pits dug and waged. The soldiers were hiding in the pits and waging war heroically, and gun save themselves from the opponent firing. So that the trench war, that is called trench war. It means hiding in the pits and waging war. Thus, that way, French capital was saved by the forces of England and France. Otherwise, French nation might have been captured by the German. Germans also followed the trench war, and also one side Russia. See, the western side, on France, England, other side facing Germany, eastern side Russia. Russia continuously defeated in the hands of Germany. Then very late, Italy was participated in 1915 in the side of the Allies, but Italy was immediately defeated and captured by the Austria. Thus, Germany was supreme. Germany, Austria, Turkey blockaded. England movements. Russia did not get any support because of Turkey. German naval force blockaded the sea, so that Russia completely defeated. So that due to the Russia defeat in the hands of continuously in the hands of Germany, their revolution broke out by the Lenin. Communist Russia is established by removing the Romanov dynasty. By communist Russia made friendship alliance with Germany. That Brest-Litovsk treaty made Russia withdrawn from. By 1917, Russia withdrawn from the war with Germany. Now, when Russia withdrawn from war because of its defeat and outbreak of the communist revolution, Russia withdrawn, and earlier king, Romanov king, was also fled away. Communist Russia is established. It decided to conclude a peace with Germany, and then thus Russia withdrawn. When Russia withdrawn, what happened? See, Germany, Austria, Turkey was in winning position by 1917. By 1917, Germany was in winning position. German submarines are sinking the British naval ships. Not only sinking British naval ships, other nation, American naval ships also sinking into the sea, so that American naval men are American ships, American traveling boat also sink. Many number of Americans were also died in the sea. Then there was a uproar in America against Germans using of submarine, sinking of the ships, traveling ships also sinking. It is not, see, submarine ships means which is going into the sea, inside of the sea, and capturing the ships and sinking into See, that is reason. So even say who were not involved in the war, those ships are also sank into the sea by the German submarines. So this way, under these circumstances, there was an uproar because of the loss of the life of the Americans in America. So that Woodrow Wilson is joined, he declared war on Germany because there was a threat of democracies. Thus, France was in a position to defeat. England was also in a position to defeat. So that is the reason Woodrow Wilson, USA came to the side of Allies. So that is way. Then when USA arms and ammunition, all ships are pumped to the side of the England and France. So this way, slowly, the Italy was liberated. Austria was defeated by the Allies, by combined forces of USA, England and France. Turkey was defeated by the Allies, and also the Austrian, this William Kaiser is fled away from the Germany. Thus, Germany by November 1918, German also surrendered. Then when it was surrendered, thus Italy liberated, Turkey punished, Turkey also defeated, Austria defeated, German emperor fled away to the Holland. So thus everywhere republics are established. There's peace conference. Woodrow Wilson, who was advocated the peace principles, 14 principles. Among the 14 principles is that peace, establish armament, decrease the armament race. The sea sailing should be neutral for all the countries for trade and commerce, and vice versa, not to be arm increase. And also another one is World Peace Organization that has to be established. That is the Woodrow Wilson 14 point. So that is way all other victorious all gathered where at Paris. Victorious powers are England side clemency, so clemency. So then from France side, England prime minister, French prime minister, Italian prime minister Clemenceau, then Italian prime minister Orlando, Woodrow Wilson, and other Japan from other, but defeated powers are punished. Then everywhere republics, in Germany republic, Austria republic, all monarchs are gone out. In France republic, everywhere republics are established. Habsburgs are gone out. In Austria and Hungary, Austria was punished, and Austria-Hungary, first time this war used air and also sea and also on land. 3 huge loss of manpower, huge loss. More than large number of countries are participated. All after the victory, the victorious powers are gathered, punished the Germany. Germany was disarmed completely. Versailles Treaty, under Versailles Treaty, Germany was punished. German Alsace-Lorraine was captured, and not only that, Germany navy power, army power, all removed. Austria was punished by removing of Hungary from it, and also Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia separated from Austrian-Hungary. Thus, Habsburgs also gone out. Republics are established. In Italy also republic. In Germany also republic. In Austria also republic. In France also republic. Everywhere republics are earlier republics are established. Then Turkey was punished. All its colonies were lost by Turkey. Turkey colonies were captured and taken by the England, and thus the defeated powers are all nations are all punished. Bulgaria also punished. So this is where the unbearable burden war compensation is put up on the Germany. Austria was made into pieces. New states are created from Austria, that is Yugoslavia, that is Czechoslovakia is created. Austrian-Hungary was separated. Yugoslavia created. Poland was created. Poland earlier it was parceled out among the big nations. Now it is a new state. Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Poland new created, and all republics are established, and defeated countries are punished in a what way? Not to rise again. Weimar Republic is established in Germany. In Austria, Republic established. Italy, Republic established in Italy. But Italy was expected much fruits, but not given by. Italy was on the side of allies. However, not given any fruits by the allies. So that is the reason Italy was also dissatisfied. And Weimar Republic, which was due to the large compensation put upon it, it was unable to survive, and dictators are emerged in Italy and Germany. This is ultimately these victorious are parceled out the territories and punished the defeated persons. That is then ultimately after the war, League of Nations are formed. Woodrow Wilson idea. League of Nations is formed. League of Nations means all the victorious powers, mainly these England, France, Italy, and America and Japan, all and also other defeated countries and other countries more. 1920 League of Nations is formed to protect, because earlier, due to the lack of international organization, world wars is occurred. World war, results of world war is that new republic states came into existence. New states came into existence everywhere. The kings in Russia, kingship is gone, and in Germany, everywhere kingships are gone, republics are established, democracies, republics are established. These are the results of the World War I. After, most important result of World War I is that formation of the World Organization, League of Nations, which was the brainchild of the Woodrow Wilson. League of Nations are formed. All victorious, all others defeated, all gathered, but the voice is only victorious voice, but not defeated voice. Defeated voice, people only on the point of gun, they were signed on the treaty. Point of gun, they were signed on the treaty, Versailles Treaty. Otherwise, they were again fired. So that is the reason. So defeated country has no voice, only victorious. Thus, League of Nations is formed. In League of Nations, at where it is formed? At Switzerland, Geneva. Hague, International Court of Justice was at Hague. Earlier also at Hague, International Court of Justice, Hague, peace efforts were made prior to the World War. That same continued, Hague, International. Now here in League of Nations, more than 40 countries are assembled at Geneva, Switzerland, and then all countries also are then agreed for establish a league, means peace organization, to protect the war from protect the peace in the world and prevent the war. So that is League of Nations was formed. It has 4 organizations. One is League Assembly, means all the nations, 40 nations are all having membership. They can send 3 members, but having only 1 vote. And every year, once it has to be assembled at Geneva. That is League Assembly is one organization, organ of the League. Then second one is that Security Council or Council. It is called Council. Council means the victorious powers are having membership. Those are victorious powers are particularly the France, England, and then Italy. Third country Italy. Fourth country is Japan. Fifth country is America. America is also member of the council, but American Senate was not accepted to join into the league, though it was a brainchild of Woodrow Wilson. But America Senate was not accepted, so that America did not join in the league. But later Russia joined into the league. So that is way the league council, second organ of the League of Nations is that council. Council, who are the permanent members? 4. Then temporary members are 11, 9 in the beginning. Then later it increased up to 11 members, temporary members. But every decision of the council means permanent members should be unanimously decided. Then only it will be passed into act and implementation. That is unanimous decision of the big powers. 4 big 4 is only is moved or continued. So that is then this way the league, a council, assembly and council. Then another third one is the secretariat. Secretariat means office at Geneva, means secretary general and other secretaries and clerks to maintain the office at Switzerland, at Geneva, to meet the needs of assembly, to meet the needs of the Security Council. Security or council should meet every year 3 times, and also whenever it need arises, also it can assemble. Council is the permanent body. It's not a temporary body. It's permanent body. Then for secretariat is the office of these 2 organs. The fourth one is that International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice is established at Hague, not at Geneva, Switzerland, not in the headquarters of Switzerland, Geneva. It had Hague. How many members? This here, the members are 11 members are the International Court of Justice. Judges are appointed for 9 years. Once appointed, there is no power to remove them. That is International Court of Justice at Hague is another organization. The other one, these are the 4 organs. Another systems are also working under the League of Nations is that mandatory system. What is that mandatory system? Germany already acquired large colonies. When Germany was defeated, colonies again should not surrender to Germany. Austria was defeated. Turkey was defeated. Those colonies were not given back to the Turkey. So those colonies were put up under the victorious powers. Under the victorious powers. So that is reason those colonies who were put up under the victorious powers, those should be made. Those should be ruled generously to encourage democratic system slowly in that country, treating those people well. That is called mandatory system was given to the victorious powers of England and France and other victorious powers. That is the mandatory system. Then International Labour Organization is another organization for welfare of the labor. See, due to the Industrial Revolution, there was a labor organizations came into existence. Due to that labor organization only, Russian Revolution, Communist Revolution is succeeded. Labor has gathered together into an organization to improve their conditions, fought against the capitalists and strikes in industries. So that is the reason labor organization, International Labor Organization, to see the welfare of the labor. So this is why these are organizations. Ultimately, these organizations are in League of Nations started working in 1920 and it is worked up to 1940. 20 years it is worked. It has solved many problems wherever small countries, even big countries involved. Moroccan crisis, Egyptian crisis, so many crises in between the Balkans in between the Balkan crisis. So many crises has solved between the small countries, even big countries also. Many things are solved. Even economic aspect, where after war there was a lot of crisis in food. International Organization, League of Nations pumped its and saved the lives of the people in the many areas. So then this way, the economic aspect, social aspect, and the political aspect, it has solved many problems. However, it was failed where in some aspects, where when in Germany, rise of Hitler as a dictator because of the Weimar Republic, unable to survive due to the heavy punishment in the Versailles Treaty. Germany was dissatisfied. German crisis in German Republic was unable to survive. Then dictator Hitler emerged. In Italy also crisis. Mussolini, fascist Mussolini, Nazist Hitler emerged. So due to this emergence of the dictators in Germany and also in Italy and also in Japan, militarism in Japan. So these dictators are emerged. These dictators are not controlled because big America is not a part of League of Nations. Russia came and again withdrawn. So thus England and France only big countries in the League of Nations. But England always seeing its interest only. Appeasement policies followed towards the Hitler. When Hitler occupied the Austria, Anschluss, then German. So appeasement policy, satisfy policy followed by the England. Already France is demanding why should not take strong measures against the dictators. But however, England did not take strong measures in the early period. So ultimately, dictators are emerged and dictators are again in Hitler. Hitler race, Germanic race is superior race to rule over the world. Who are these people? German race is supreme race. So that the German has to rule over the whole world. So that is the way Hitler came to power, a dictator. And then Hitler is slowly expanding its power. England was silent. Ultimately, it leads to the silence of England, appeasement policy of England. Though France was roaring, other countries are roaring. England, big country of England, was silent. So that is way it leads to the England will not take any action. That was understood by Hitler. So that Hitler dictators are responsible for the outbreak of the Second World War, failure of the League of Nations. Failure of the League of Nations, most responsible is that England was responsible. Failure of the League of Nations. Right? This way, today we covered First World War, its consequences. Everywhere democracies are emerged in the place of monarchies, and new states are created. Those are Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and also Poland. And thus, this way, Turkey, what happened to Turkey? Turkey, after defeat, after losing of all its territories to the victorious powers, Turkey Sultan, Khalifaship is abolished. A new Mustafa Kemal Pasha, or new one came, and Turkey was Khalifaship is abolished. Turkey is started modernization of Turkey. So this is way Anwar Bey, the modernization of the Turkey started. So this is way the Turkey, which was a big empire of Turkey, crunched into a small, and made into a small. That is, Turkey was punished, and thus this is way, due to the punishment, Turkey never regained again, but Germany regained again, Italy regained again, Japan became very strong in Asia, and Japan imperialism, and decided to occupy the Manchuria, China. So this is way the Japan imperialism and imperialism of Germany, imperialism of fascist Mussolini and Hitler. Ultimately, these leads to the Second World War, failure of the League of Nations. Thus, responsibility of League of Nations. League of Nations, however, solved many problems in political aspect, economic aspect, and social aspect, in improving the condition of the labor and the mandatory system, which was also part of the League of Nations. So that is, International Court of Justice is there, but there was no power. There was no power to this. All these were appointed by with the approval of Council and Assembly. But Council is supreme, like UNO, Security Council. Like that, in League of Nations also, victorious big powers are supreme. All decisions are carried after the agreement of the four big unanimously. That is way today we discussed the First World War and League of Nations, and also we discussed the early aspects. Also, we discussed what were the early aspects: the Franco-Prussian War, and ultimately unification of Germany, Italy, ultimately responsible for making their nation to compete with the world, and that compete with the England. It's ultimately responsible for the First World War, and armament race and alliances system. All this ultimately responsible for the First World War, and as a result of First World War, League of Nations is formed. It worked 40 years, however, due to the selfish policy of England, it is failed. Though after becoming big, controlling the big is not easy, and when it was in small, it can be controlled easily. But England, Germany has become strong, and ultimately then it is uncontrollable, so that England also unable to control Germany. That leads to the Second World War. Right? Thanks to everyone. NK, are you followed?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Are you
Yes,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir.
Are you having any doubts?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
Thanks to one and all. My time is power.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
So, thanks.